Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They run with a former Viking and Raider. It's Latavius Murray. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. The Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And this is caught by Watkins. Touchdown, Falcons! Sammy Watkins, 62 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Check 52's the mic. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Check 3.
A first carry now from Marshawn Lynch. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Push left. Push left. You got motion man. Cut. You got motion man right there. That's it. Hey,
from the shotgun, Wilson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
On third down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here? The first sack of the season. Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They run from the shotgun with Murray. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
He's going to fire this thing deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A toss to Murray. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 27, Murray sliding out of the... And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Sammy Watkins with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Falcons push further out in front. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
First down, the run with Lynch. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch QB drop. Good job right there. 57's the mic.
Wilson. Ebron with it over the middle. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37.
That's another Vikings.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Switch. One left. I'll go special.
Now Wilson on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Watch the ball. Alert. 52. Bring it.
Here's Wilson to throw again. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brian Burns in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Hey, 57. Here we go. Alert. 57's mine. Let's go double count right here. Double count. Check 99.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it?
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Demetrius Harris, 61 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On second down, it's Lynch. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. So after the run by Lynch, here's another 1st and 10.
Check. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Hey, 0.
Now it's Wilson. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
They'll run with Lynch. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Cut.
They try again with Lynch. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Check. Yo. Mike 52. Go. Watch the screen. Tempo.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives, exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and a couple, Murray, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Wide. Get wide.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep. He's got it. Hit the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Sammy Watkins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons push further out in front. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Green 80. Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, gun. 12. 54's Mike. Check. 54. I'm coming on.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
12. Shit. Gun. Banjo. 14, Friday.
Now Wilson, throwing on 3rd and long. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? 2nd sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2? Hello.
Now, he dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Murray. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. A big-time play there for the Falcons. And even 50 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now a play fake here on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Vincent Smith, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Got to do better. Come on, QB, come on. Watch the edge. Don't take.
Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. Steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. Murray fighting, lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. Now it's Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Check. Watch 54. You better be alert. You better be afraid of me.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Come on. 12. Watch 57. In your face. 57 to Mike. 53.
To throw is Wilson. To throw on 3rd down. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful, because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Murray again, 2nd and 10. Going to throw deep for the end. And it'll be intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there, as his guys will get the football back. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
He's going to get this out to Marshawn Lynch. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Second and 9 now from the 21. Throwing is Wilson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it, or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Wilson, that's complete. He's got Lynch out of the backfield. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there, as his guys will get the football back. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check 9, check 9. Watch that, watch that, watch that.
95, 95. Good job right there, good job right there. Bravo.
Hey, watch that, watch that.
Good guys, 4 down, 4 down. Zebra, zebra.
They scared. Kill, kill, kill.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check 43. Showing that. Showing that. Sponge. 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 No, no, no.
Wilson gonna throw again. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
18.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brian Burns in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Austin. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 49-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. Not that time for Watkins. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
They'll run with Lynch. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And an alley to run. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Wilson. He completes it to Boyd. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Wilson now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Take 4, take 4.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Raekwon McMillan able to get him for a loss of about 3. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Ryan Allen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Record. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey, switch gears.
Go. Kill.
They'll run again with Wedge. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for him with Wilson. Ebron's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll run on 1st down. It's Lynch, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. On 2nd and 9, Wilson being chased out left. He'll try and run it. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Left. You guys, listen.
Throwing again. Wilson. He gets this one to Boyd. And he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now, that turnover might just about do it. Here, 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, a couple of 1st downs, and this one should just about be over.
Tyre Whitehead, top 10 in tackles last year, up to make the play.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray buying time to his left. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Vincent Smith, 53 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Hey, alert. We got to talk about gun.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54.
Gun.
It's going to be a long...
Here's Wilson. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side. And got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 39 yards there, a big one.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Watch that in. Out. 3 down. Out. 57's Mike.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
After the turnover, here's Murray. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in Week 1.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start Week 1, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case, with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards from Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Play action. Now it's Murray. Oh, now Murray has it stripped, and the Vikings pick up the football. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 20, 10, and they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Yeah, so hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 20.
Makes the score Falcons 34, Vikings 14.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
First down, Murray. Under pressure, they got him again. A safety with a sack there, LaMarcus Joyner.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
On play action, it's Murray. He gets it complete to Harris. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, They had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. There's Wilson to throw. Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Hey, 0.
Watch the slant.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Paul Richardson, 48 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Bullet good on the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And they got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. They were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
Now Murray, he bootlegs it, steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Dancing to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Let him know.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Open man, it's Stacker. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw it, Murray. His throw incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's second down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
55. Check, 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 check. Check safety, check safety.
Throwing again, Murray. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Throwing now is Murray. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
It's caught inside the 25. A big pickup of 38. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here we go.
Front left, 36 power.
That's it. Right there. 54 Mike. Here we go, G.
And here's Wilson throwing again. This is caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. Again, Wilson. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Hey, Mike 52. He's tired of you. Kill. Check it.
Back to throw. Murray. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Mike 52. What's the run? They're running.
To throw is Murray. eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for number 13. Incomplete. Desmond Trusant on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Murray. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you. So for the Falcons, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? In the feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Call us dangerous. Ain't too many can play with us. See what this game here taking us. No barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much. Actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be heard for your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curb like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like blah. Yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I been so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't riding. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like blah. Yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in a sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad be the best though. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dummy pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Put the numbers on the board, let them keep the score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she wanted like me cause her like she can't count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him. Ay, ay.